On Thursday, the 6th of November, 2025, you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez, and we are in conversation with Professor Lamin Sidibeh, psychologist. So what can community leaders, especially, and let me not say especially, and faith-based institutions do to promote mental wellness?
Thank you very much. First of all, if you say what is mental health, mental health refers to our psychological, emotional, and social well-being, right?
Yep.
And in the Gambia, socially people are quite religious.
That's why I asked the question, because you spoke about this guy who heard voices, and what did they do? Their
He
prayer,
used the
whatever.
yeah,
Yes.
he used the beats. People are quite religious. And religion, although can be abused, yes, both religions can be abused, both main religions in the Gambia.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Can be abused. We are not into that because I can come with examples also. But the religion plays a very important role socially in the Gambia in terms of cohesiveness, in terms of appeasing people's minds, in terms of having faith and believing in God. Instead of going to commit suicide or shooting somebody because you have no money, you say you believe in God, you put your trust in Allah or God, and you move on. You see people who are very poor, but yet they look happy. Happiness has a very weak correlation between, there's a weak correlation between wealth and happiness, by the way. So
when we hear money can't buy you happiness.
Money can never buy you happiness, brother. So, so community religion can do a lot. Religious leaders, in fact, are emphasized. By the way, I just finished writing a book. It's being edited, what it's called the psychosocial realities in the Gambia, touching on anything that you think is psychological, and things cheating, hypocrisy we hear about, divorce, marriage, all this is there. Definition, causes, effects, remedies, and how do we bring up our children not to be like that, or to be like that, to become critical thinkers if it is positive. So the community leaders are highlighted there a lot. The religious leaders, the youth leaders, the women leaders, the alcalos can help in conjunction or together with mental health professionals to talk to communities down to earth in maybe local languages, to sensitize, to educate them about mental and behavior, how it is affecting them. It's a serious problem. Let me give you some little statistics. 12% of the Gambian population are people living with mental disease. 12% is a lot.
It is.
In the Gambia.
Yeah.
I know how many people have, and 90% of this 12% do not have access to mental health treatment. Treatment meaning it could be traditional healers, community-based treatment, as you're saying, alcalos and so on, people, leaders, youth leaders, women leaders, and so on. Tanka, yes, why not? If it's severe, and sometimes the medication may help, I hope temporarily, just to stabilize the condition or to fight the hallucinations, but it's not the last option because it has side effects also. So 90% of the 12% are untreated. They're in communities. As you know, because of taboos and stigma again, some people hide their family members who may have mental disorders or challenges. So that the community has a very big role to play, religious leaders and so on. The government is now giving, let me give you another statistics. You know the budget of mental health in the Gambia?
No, I don't.
0.5% of the Ministry of Education budget is what is allocated to mental health.
What's the recommended internationally?
Mental health in the Gambia now is very much, I don't know how much money we have, but at least, well, when I say 20, they say, oh, what about PWD? What about, but health is
PWD,
what?
persons with disability.
So,
well, you would,
I say 20% at
but
least.
wouldn't you class, people with mental illness, disorder, whatever, as part of PWDs?
Yes, because they are all, they are disabled.
Yeah.
If you have mental disorder, because those are physical.
So So
physical and mental.
a budget for PWDs would also cover...
They should include every mental and...
Okay.
Mental and behavioral. Let's say they can integrate the two, of course. PWD and MWD. you know what I mean? Mental disorders, you know what I mean? Can be, because it's one country and relatively poor. So there should be a mechanism why you can put all these disabilities, because sometimes people say mental disabilities is also true. If you is significant to the extent that you are not, it disables you. So why not? Those are also marginalized.
Absolutely.
The reason why I'm emphasizing on mental health, because I think it's what we are discussing. But when you look at the disabilities, definitely, they both are important.
Sure.
Both are very, very important.
You started out talking...
And one may have a disability physically, which may affect you mentally because you are stigmatized and you are harassed.
True.
Because some, again, taxi drivers will refuse to, admit
to take somebody with a wheelchair
or something.
Exactly.
And I say again, something like that.
You started out talking about stress and anxiety and all of that. So, yeah, what are some healthy habits people can adopt to manage stress? For instance, in today's fast-paced world, everybody is running after something every day.
Lifestyle. Be contented. Try. Sleep well. Balanced diet.
Cost of living is expensive.
Yeah, that's
why
you
know what they talk every...
That's another factor.
Yes.
Cost of living, Peter, is expensive, but do we have to cook? What are the most expensive elements? Cost of living is expensive, and I believe it should go down. Government should do something to diminish the cost of living. And people also must do something to change their extravagant lifestyles. Am I right? In my book, Extravagant Lifestyles. Why a simple marriage? You go and spend 300,000 just for a wedding, or ngente, or sometimes even birthday, and yet you have no food on the table the next day. So our attitudes again towards lifestyle again, you see. But as cost of living, I cannot disagree at all. That is high, and definitely if you look at the average Gambian income and the affordability, it's incredible. And especially when you see the people at the top, ministers, president office, how they live flamboyantly and so on. I see ministers with cars that I would have liked to see a minister driving an ordinary, strong, simple car. Leadership by example. Leadership by example, where you show the people that our level of wealth is this. So therefore, I cannot be there and you are here. That's not a very good example, because our children aspire to that. As if once you become a minister or a director, or
you should drive a big car.
You should drive a big car. You should have special treatment. You should be above. No, it should come down to. But these are some of the things that we.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: and how can psychology contribute to national development and policy making?
Don't say how can psychology contribute. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah.
Say how is psychology contributing?
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
Teachers, professors always like to twist. We are always like.
Well, because from your explanation,
it
suggests that psychology is not there where they are making the
psychology is
cross-cutting.
Psychology is cross-cutting, and it should not be marginalized.
Okay.
Because psychology affects us, all of us.
Okay, so how can it contribute to us having the right policies and
by giving advice, by guiding, by counseling, by teaching people to have sound mind and sound body, so that they can influence policy. For example, a policy domain could be youth. What do we do to contain our youth, the situation of the youth, unemployment? First of all, talk to them, engage them, occupy them, give them career development. That's a good psychological advice. Career development counseling. Find ways to, instead of saying, okay, come here, we give you $50,000 to start a project. No, that's not enough. First of all, screen them. What is your interest? Hairdressing, fine. What is your interest? This. So that you impress upon them that inwards, there is a lot of wealth in the Gambia. I believe there's a lot of wealth in it. We've seen examples where people come from outside and make it here. But we have this psychological problem again in the Gambia, where Gambians don't feel like doing certain things.
How can we change that?
That's it, by educating them, enlightening them.
And you insist from
them,
nursery school, not from that
I'm
high
saying
school.
from the womb, if possible.
Well, we have some ladies here.
You know why I'm saying from the womb? Because I have read somewhere scientifically that children can hear you. They learn the language from the womb because they can hear what you are saying together with your husband, how you communicate with your husband. That language starts from the womb, for example. And now you see our children now, they are so smart, Peter. The children today are so smart intellectually, in fact.
They are AI children.
They are AI kids, man. The kinds of questions they ask me, sometimes I run away from them.
What role can technology play in, helping us
Technology
tackle
can
some
be
of
positive
our
or
mental
negative. You mentioned AI. AI is a very good tool. I use it sometimes.
You do?
Yeah, but
how?
It depends how you probe.
Okay, how does
because you
Professor Lamin Sidibeh use AI in his day-to-day work?
You say you ask AI. You should. AI is just it's so I've never seen an obedient app like AI. AI is very obedient. Whatever you ask AI, depending on how you ask, AI will reply you, and then you can use your common sense to see what the suggestions. Because they always say these are just AI suggestions, not the authentic.
So what do they suggest when it comes to questions about how to deal with, the mental wellness of Gambians?
That I don't even need AI there because I know. But anyway, they would suggest if I ask. First of all, people have to understand the concept of mental and behavioral challenges as natural, not demonish or supernatural causes. Number one. Number two, you can prevent. I'm very particular about prevention. I am a person who likes prevention as against reaction. Proactive as against reactive behavior. So the more you prevent, the lesser referrals we have. Lifestyle from childhood, talk to children about, I think I wrote it in my book, that because I'm dealing with it too. If somebody is sick, you teach the children how to diagnose, how to detect. Somebody has malaria. Do you know that even malaria sometimes has been ascribed to yellow bubon mokolala? Yeah. There has been an experiment here in research in malaria, how they've proven to communities that malaria is a medical or physical problem and not associated to witchcraft and so on. And
but the name itself suggests it's Ngelau, isn't it? Malaria is bad air in Spanish or something.
Malaria means bad air.
Yes.
Malaria. Yeah. So, but those are concepts. That's another thing we can discuss, Peter, if you like. The concepts, the terminologies that come from the West. And we accommodate them and accept them fait accompli without challenging them. Should we call it malaria here, for example? We can call it something else.
It's called Sibiru in Wolof.
Aha.
I'm sure it has a name in Mandinka.
Sibiru.
Yes.
Sasa.
Okay. So maybe we should stop malaria
Balakando.
and adapt either Sasa or whatever.
Balakando or something. So
Balakando is hot body, warm body?
Temperature high, because usually your temperature is high.
All right.
But look, I don't want to deviate from your question.
AI.
Your question
and
was
mental
AI.
Wellness, yes.
AI can help you. When you hit AI, you see how you can ask AI, for example, how can we develop a mental health educational program that helps people towards a good health, well-being. It will tell you, this suggests that it will tell even in Asia they do this, do that, do that. And then I'll ask further, what about in an African context? You'll be surprised what AI will tell you. In African context, this due to cultural beliefs and this, that. Then you can, because you know already, if you are a professional in your area.
Which you are.
Well, I hope, which I am. So this way you can use get some ideas there. Plus your own observational national, natural and authoritative, I would say, here in the Gambia, experience and knowledge to design a program, but definitely the framework has to be education and people's attitudes and behaviors. If you know you cannot afford this, go to this, so stress will be less. Know how to communicate in the house. Don't alienate children. Listen to children. Open discussion now is what we promote. Here people talk, but they don't discuss. You say, oh, I fly on you. You don't listen. We are not good listeners. We should learn to listen. Listening is a very important skill that Gambians deserve. Many Gambians don't listen. Makowa. They don't listen. You are talking, pop, top nade, run to nala. Listen, be patient, listen. I've seen that between husbands and wives, spouses, many times. They have serious marital problems.
Just because one is not listening
At
to
the end
other.
of the day, it boils down to not listening, not communicating.
All right.
Not talking.
I was going to say, let's focus the remaining, 10, 12 minutes that we have. Time flies, when you're having a good time. And I'm having a good time with you in the studio.
Nice to hear that.
What's the most rewarding part of your work as a professor and psychologist?
Thank you so much. Very pleasing. When I think about it, I feel it becomes my salvation. First of all, I will start as a teacher. I remember I told you a little bit about what I did as a teacher. And I think from that time I could feel the potential in becoming some kind of humanistic psychologist or psychologist. When I did these voluntary things, and I was also a PE teacher. You see, I was quite academic, but I also chose each school I went to, St. Augustine's, Crabbe Island. I chose to be the PE teacher also, plus Maths, English, whatever. And sometimes they say, if a PE, I get top nimbam. Unfortunately, those colleagues, quite a number of them are not alive today. And some of them, when I meet with them, I say, PE teacher, top nimbam. Boy, say that ninga mel man. We are tough.
Yeah, of course.
They give magen nga boy. My harama dimala. PE vilana, PE bobule. So I did a lot of work with, and this way I learned behavior outside. When you lose in the game, I know that you are very much interested in football. I hear Vicente, my students. And yourself talking. Invite me for sports someday, because you are not more sporty than me. I was a PE
Let's focus on psychology.
How many years?
Yes.
So that I enjoyed, and I still enjoy, because it helps me. Okay, I have a cartilage impairment here, but that's it.
Comes with age.
That's age.
Comes with age, yes.
But alhamdulillah, when it comes to mind, peace of mind, sleep well, these are all I am gratified to that. And again, coming to psychology, I've been teaching psychology at CTWPG for 9 consecutive years. Then I went to the American International University and I taught psychology and behavioral science, mental health, for 12 years. And when I see my students at the hospital, in the offices, are doing so well, and I see them in debates, radios and so on, TV, using elements of psychology, I become so gratified. Fantastic. I become so happy. And in the community, oh boy, I'm still quite active.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And I get referrals. Even MRC knows me now, so they send their staff to me, for example, to diagnose and treat or evaluate and write recommendations, for example. The mental health policy that is now with the National Assembly, I was the chairman of the task force that started it in 2005 or something.
That long ago, eh?
Yeah, long ago.
20 years ago.
So when it was you have about a lunatic act. Right now, what we have, as an act for mental health in the Gambia is called the 51, British Lunatic Colonial Act. Yeah. That's what is prevailing.
That's how they saw people,
Yeah, that's how they saw us as difficult people.
We just should not come and inherited.
Wrongly diagnosed us. Anybody who resisted colonialism was sent to Kampama or somewhere called lunatic. Condemned, chained, and beaten.
Absolutely. So if you could have one piece of psychological advice for every Gambian, what would it be?
One piece would be fellow Gambians. Let me talk that way.
Yes, exactly. now see yourself as a president addressing
yeah, fellow
your
Gambians.
compatriots.
Please, please, please. Dallen, Alkanyang. Be down to earth. Cut your coat according to the cloth. Communicate. Have empathy and sympathy for each other. Listen to the children. Be patient. Sleep well. Keep away from drugs and substances. Cigarette, marijuana, harder ones.
Kush.
Try to develop relationships. Try to understand that somebody may shout not because he is inherently aggressive, but because he has a problem. He has a psychological problem that he needs to catatonize or to vent. Listen to him. Try to eat, because eating is also very important. Try to eat healthy food. Stop eating these processed foods. They all affect our mental health. Corned beef, sardines. Our women, please stop being lazy. Chucha!
Oil all the time.
Oil all the time. Oil that you don't know where it comes from. Go and cook raha.
Like all the other things we consume, most of it we have no idea where it comes from.
And it's cheap. Poverty is expensive, Peter. I always say to my students. Another thing is, and I want to say is, rest. Do daily exercise. Obesity is becoming a problem in this country. Look at you and I, Peter. We are fantastic, I think. You look younger than...
I'm just naturally bony.
Yeah, yeah, but you have always been the way I see you. When I saw, I said, is it Peter or the younger brother? But I said, let me not ask, business first. So,
yeah, you haven't lost any of your humor down the years.
No, without humor, humor is what pushes out, Peter. If you don't have, and this is why the students love my classes. Somebody told me, some senior people at the university were saying, Anna Professor Sidibeh, time
Money watan.
This is it. That's why the youth are my friends, because they like entertainment. Mm-hmm. If you have knowledge and you are above there, you don't have knowledge.
Aloof.
So that is part of the exercise, please. Every day, take a walk, do some small gardening, do some skipping.
Well, you people coming from Bakau, you would advise gardening because you are known to be gardeners mostly in Bakau. But if you live in London Corner,
I'm even a bigger gardener. But London Corner, Nimbon, at least half a meter by this. You know,
I mean,
again, you ask about how psychology can contribute to national development policy. Policies of construction are all part of psychology. Physical policy. That roads has to be wide. Every home should have a garden. But of course, the land now is shrinking.
Exactly.
Population.
Exactly. You talk about shrinking. So too is the time allocated to us. It has almost completely shrunk.
Never invite me for an hour. I'm a professor. Professors should have 2 hours.
Finally,
okay,
what legacy does Professor Lamin Sidibeh hope to leave in the field of psychology?
I think everybody will say that he's been a very effective teacher, and he's been a renowned psychologist, I think, and he's been somebody who has really trained. Another thing we have not talked about is the limited professionals.
You just gave me advice that I'll consider in future, never to invite you for just a 1 hour conversation.
Limited psychology.
It has to be.
Training. More psychologists should be trained. Also, mental professionals, mental health and behavioral professionals. Definitely, the gap is too big. That's a serious shortage. So I've been overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed, actually. I receive calls. I have to make appointments because at this age, you cannot pam. So I hope to be remembered for my contributions in teaching, in promoting psychology and advocating for the mental and behavioral challenged people, in trying to participate in workshops. The Minister of Health the other day said Uncle Sidibeh could have stayed at home at his age, but he decided to come and join us in this case of investment here.
Mental health investment case report.
Investment case. So these are some of the things I hope I'll be remembered with. I hope I'll also be remembered for my steadfastness, firm but flexible at the same time and humoristic. As a pioneer in psychology and mental health, I hope I'll be remembered for that.
Fantastic.
And also as a farmer, because I'm doing farming too, Peter. I enjoy that. That's my hobby.
Yeah, you mentioned about your garden.
And in also giving public lectures, TV, as you may know, Yuninenla, Kachadula. I think you've been following those two. Yuninenla, Kachadula, you've heard about them. So I hope I'll be remembered for those.
You will be.
And as hopefully an excellent father.
And you'll be remembered for this particular conversation. Professor Sidibeh, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Axel jam si Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Bisul mu fine.
What?
Bisul mu fine.
Oh. Yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave. Bisul mu fine? Wave. Your money is yours.